Hello Gundam fans and welcome back to another model kit review video. This is going to be the Real Grade ZGMF-X20A or the Strike Freedom. This is the mobile suit used by the character Kira Yamato in Seed Destiny, and let me just say he's technically the main character because Shen, they booted his ass so quickly out because he bad. Anyway though, this is going to be the review of the Real Grade version of this, and eventually I'll get to the Master Grade, which I do have the Master Grade Extreme, which you'll probably see in this video. I do some size comparisons at the end, so if you want to see what it looks like next to the different grades, stay tuned till the end there. Now, without further ado, I want to definitely help you guys out with your next Gunpla purchase, so let's go ahead and get into this review right now. I try to keep these intros short, sweet, and straight to the point, so let's go ahead and do it at this time. Alright, and this is everything that comes in the box. Like with all videos, I'm going to show this first because I want you to know what you're going to be getting, so we're going to start off with the usual. The manual. So you got your usual manual. Shows you the back where you put all your nice pretty stickers or decals. Boof. And it does come with some this giant mess that I put most of it on already. It's a mess. And we got we'll start with a little accessory. So you got your beam effects. One issue I do have, and I'll get with this before, I usually just say what's in the box, but it does come with this shield, but that's all stickers, and I couldn't quite put them on properly. There's a reason I didn't do it. This is one of my older kits from about 6 months ago, as I've stated in the intro here. So, I didn't even bother, and then I tried for this video, and I could tell why. So anyway, you get your hands. You get two of these. They look phenomenal. Nice and gold, nice and white. But then, again, you get these two hands right here that are... they might as well go in the trash. I don't even know why they're still there. And then, of course, you have your frame hands that come on the frame itself. And then there is one more set, which I do have on him right now, which are going to be your gun hands. For holding guns and beam sabers and all that fun jazz. Now, to get into the actual model kit here, let's just... Alright, now for the kit here, it's definitely a gorgeous kit. So, he does have two beam rifles, or I think that's technically what they are though. We'll pull these out just to kind of leave them there because they're kind of annoying to put in and out of the hands. Now the one critique I'll give it in a moment for the hands, and I'll definitely say it in a moment. Let me go ahead and start with my usual. Start with the legs. So we got our legs, as usual. They do go up and down, so you can definitely do some cool like Jesus poses, I guess, some like holy like kind of things. Anyway though, the leg does go pretty far back, but it is limited by the butt flap because he does have some premium butt flaps on this one. They do a lot of movement, so they can go up and down and then out. Basically, these will move where you want them to. And then, yeah, like I said, the only thing that's keeping it from like going all the way back is the flap. Now, kicking backwards, forwards, all good stuff. This kit's definitely decent with its articulation. Now, it does have some things that limit the articulation, and it's mostly like the extra stuff on it. So like these the cannons that go on the hip that, you know, our main protagonist uses do go out like so, but they limit certain movements with the sides of the hips because they're just so big and they're awkward on this kit. Nothing like the Master Grade Extreme where those actually feel nice. Same with the Perfect Grade. I do have the Perfect Grade of this too. Then he has his beam saber that go in his hips like so. The waist is, he doesn't have the best ab crunch, but he can go side to side, a little bit of up and down. And of course I removed the hands because those are on a ball joint. Now, coming up to the chest portion, starting with the hands, the issue I have with the hands is this is definitely suffering from Real Grade syndrome. With the fact that these go in there, but he can't hold his weapons very well with them. So, that's kind of a bit of an issue. Now, there is a sticker that goes in here that wants to come off. That's the big issue with a lot of Real Grades is these stickers kind of suck, so. But they look so good. So anyway, you can get a nice little bend there. There's a piece back here that does fall off from time to time, so be careful. May need to glue it down. I didn't glue it down for this because, well, there's plenty of glue on it. So, just leave it at that. Now the shoulders, the arms do go, they're stiff, so they won't move for me. But they will move up and down because they do have that Real Grade frame, so they definitely will do their thing. The head does go up and down That's about as good as you're going to get side to side without making it look weird and awkward. It does have an opening hatch, which doesn't work very good, as you can definitely tell. So, this kit feels solid, but it's not solid. Now, we're going to get to the part that I cried a little bit on. These beautiful wings. Oh my god. So, these wings are gorgeous. Like, if I can get one out here, I have to be careful with them because that's the flaw. Oh, all these do come out, so if you do get like a stand, you can like pose it with these coming off. But they are gorgeous gold. Like, that is a gorgeous shade of gold. So, I just want to make that clear. They do open up so that you can get these wings to come open like so. These don't stay in there the best, so I suggest getting it in a pose and leaving it. It's not really playable. So, alright, and then they do go back. That's issue with the beams. I don't know what fell off this time. That something fell off. I don't cut these too much because I do want you to get the real great experience with these, or the real experience of actually holding it in your hand as much as possible, and that's part of the experience there. Things do fall off this kit. Like I said, it's a little more sturdy than like the Justice and then the Freedom and all them. It's a lot more because it's a little bit later, so they did have some things figured out for it by this point. This is top coated, by the way, so yeah. Alright, so yeah, they do move up and down. Now, this piece back here does come off. I don't know if it connects with any other kit. Probably would with, like, maybe the... Yeah, just things just fall off so easy on this thing. Now, back to the wings. The biggest flaw I had with these wings was... So, let me find the exact wing. As pretty as that gold is, if you notice, all the wings are tucked in. Like, all the little things are tucked in except that. And there's a reason for it. Because this plastic... I don't know if it's the coating or what they do with it, but whatever they do with it, it makes it super brittle. So there's actually glue holding this entire wing up, and it won't allow this to push down because these do go up and down to kind of give you those poses. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Let's get to these guns because these guns do something quite interesting as well. So this thing does try to make a badass gun, I guess. I'm trying to figure out the words, and then they can go together like so. They also have little pieces here, which I have not figured out where they go to exactly. Probably somewhere, somehow, something. I don't know, I might have lost pieces, because this is one of my older Real Grades, so... Yeah, that's pretty much it for the Strike Freedom. Alright, and for a size comparison, I'm going to put it right next to the Perfect Grade Freedom Strike, and it's a baby. It's a child. There's daddy. There's a baby. So there's that. Alright, and there it is next to the Master Grade Extreme, which, by the way, looks gorgeous itself. Future video. But yeah, he don't look too happy. He just got outsized by two different Gundams of the same. And there it is next to the granddaddy itself, the RX-78-2. Figured I'd put a Real Grade in there because after we got done with dad, older brother, and yeah, baby, I had to put something else in there. So that's the comparison between the two. Alright, that's going to be the end of this review right here. Now, I do want to add a new rating thing to my scale because there's always posability. How well does it sit in a pose? How does it look in the pose? But how does it look on the shelf? So the posability of this kit, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It's pretty... I wouldn't call it great, but I wouldn't call it bad, so I'd call it a 7. Like, it's not meh. It's still better than most. So, a 5 is like a meh for me. Now, whenever it comes to that next category, how does it look on the shelf? This kit gets an instant 10 out of 10, because it looks fantastic for a Real Grade. Definitely doesn't beat the Master Grade Extreme, but it's they're both 10s because they're different scales. Like, it's harder to get all that detail in a smaller kit. So that's what that's gonna be. Now for the posability of it, like I said, it goes to the articulation, so it's gonna be a 7 with the articulation because they're both about the same. Now buildability on this one, it was 5 out of 10. There was things that broke. It wasn't great, it wasn't bad, but it definitely was meh. So 5 for me is a meh. So definitely, if you want one of these kits, go ahead and pick up one of your own. And of course, Definitely hit the subscribe button on my channel, because I'm going to be doing plenty of reviews on these kits, and you'll see more and more and more of them, and hopefully they help you out with your next Gunpla purchase. That's it for me on this one. Until the next video, I'm out.